My goodness, part 3 to a Happy Aloha Friday stream here. We're doing Wheelie Cheesy Wheelie Wheelie, and that's because I really had wonderful donations. I still have at least about another 15 to 18 donos hanging out there. But I wanted to pay honor to my cheesy wheel before the cheesy wheel started smelling cheesy wheel like famanda. You know, big cut of cheese of all these people who've put in their songs in hopes of me landing on the spin for the cheesy wheezy. So, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to refresh my data really quick. And we're going to start with a noob cheese spin. This is for people who may have been the first time actually on the wheel of cheese and may not have an opportunity to have ever heard anything done on the wheel of cheese or in the past. Every once in a while, some folks from the past that have already been on will go in there, but that's maybe because you have not participated in a while, so you might end up on that wheel of cheese. So what do you say we go ahead and let me, hang on, sources, spin the wheel. Okay. Let me clear it. Let's do it. Wow, look at that. That is the new wheel of cheese there. It really didn't space out that much. Well, let's go. Who do we got? Okay, Messenger Kestrel. Messenger Kestrel, you are the very first winner here of my wheel of cheese. And let's see what we have here. Messenger Kestrel wants a game from a track played for us from Fire Emblem. And so, whoops, I went right past it by accident. There it is. This track is called Calling of Peace. You guys know this track? We're doing this for you, buddy. You won. Let's go. So are we at 32 or 64K by this time? Bit. Not taxing the chip a lot. There's only 3 instruments playing. It's almost maybe like a little bit of an uplifting moment in the game. Makes sense, Cairo. Yeah, so apparently there's built into it was a loop point because we heard it just kind of glide into it. So if this was an ending piece, possibly anybody who knows this game, where this was maybe just cycling at the end through credits, or there's times I remember when the couple of times that I would play games that I would walk away from the console for a second, and if I didn't stop anything, the music at the credits or something would continue to play. I don't know if that would be the same thing with this, but it did sound a romantic classical feel. It was exactly what it was to me. That's what I was fully vibing off of. And uniquely enough, but maybe because this was just a chill ending perhaps, or if it wasn't, it was a very mellow part of the game. There was only 3 instruments being used on there, 2 different pads. One is a little more aggressive than the one on the left. Had a little bit more of a softer, if you were to string S kind of vibe. This one had a little bit more of an edge to it in the sound melodically. And of course there was that harp that was just holding the patterns, or the chord, what the chords were, the pattern that came out of that was being represented by that harp. Very simple, very mellow, very chill. And thank you very much, too. It was very short. I mean that in a nice way. Every time I open up one of these, I never know what I'm going to get here. All right, guys, more Wheel of Cheese. Let's see what we got here. Refreshing, and this is queso pobre. We don't know how thick this is going to be, you guys. How thick is this Wheel of Cheese going to be, we think, as we say. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, that's not too bad, huh? Not too bad. Okay, let's spin. Spin, spin. Okay, what do we got? Oh, it is Extreme Wrecker X. All right, which means you'll be under the X's here. And Extreme Wrecker wants something. Is it a band called Dredg? D-R-E-D-G. So this band is called Dredg, and it is a rock band, and it's called Same Old Road. So let's do that. You guys ready? Let's go. Nice little ghost notes on the snare.
Sympathy unfolds the shell that holds all the beauty within. Here we go down that same old road again.
Nice. That bass line's intoxicating.
Here we go down that same old road again. Empathy controls the wind that blows and tickles our skin.
Is there a little bit of an Oasis vibe in this? Very good culture, very ready, Radiohead-ish. Very intoxicating.
All you need is a modest house in a modest neighborhood, in a modest town where honest people dwell, making the cleanest energy for the greenest plants to grow.
You notice in the third verse they added the guitar. Just give it a little bit more.
Rain. Then you should sit in your backyard.
And this pre-chorus now with that vocal is very nice. Well done.
Mountaintops, 'cause they unveil honest opinions about the stars.
notice there hasn't been any hi-hat in this? The drummer's like hitting the side of the post. Oh, now there's hi-hat. I like what they're doing with the snare there. Ooh, what's creeping back there? Maybe this leads into another track. Yeah, it does. It's going to drop right into the next one. Same Old Road, I guess, was the name of this track, and it kind of had that mundane. It was very well done, very well written. The bass, the drums was very seductive. Great ghost notes also on the drums, but it definitely got it. It made me feel kind of like repetitive. Halfway through the song, I looked at the title. I went, "Oh yeah, that works for me." The same old road, doing the same old things, doing the same old, whatever the case is. And some of that repetitiveness was measured, if you would, in the arrangements as well. I think one of the reasons perhaps the drummer didn't use the hi-hat in 80% of the track and was maybe hitting with the stick the side of the post of the hi-hat, or maybe it didn't sound like he was doing any rim shots. He could have been hitting the side of another drum like a tom-tom. Not the snare, otherwise you would have heard a little bit of the snare itself ringing. But it did have that vibe, that repetitive kind of. But I also loved how they opened it up. Like, you really had to emphasize on songwriting on the first half of the verse, and then the bridges into the chorus opened it up with the really nice, clean guitar arrangements. Really liked the guy's voice. And once again, here's another tip of the hat to the engineering aspect of it too, the way they manipulated. I can't say it. Manipulated. The sounds, with the drums coming in and out of certain mixes and stuff. Nice track. I was down. Rim shot. Oh, giggles and juvenile. Ah, you're funny. I like that. All right, more Wheel of Cheese. Wheel of Cheese. Thank you, X-Wrecker. Let's go back to our Queso Nuevo. Queso Nuevo is our new viewers, and let's see what we got here. Let me grab a run of our new viewers here. Let's see how many we got. Look at that, just a few. Let's go. Who's in here? Hey, Learn! Learn, are you still in the house? If it is, you've been here with the rest of the crew that's been here for 4.5 hours. Something like that. There he is. Look at you. You won. Learn won. Look at you. Let's go see what Learn would like. What would he like us to learn from his choice? Learn would like... Oops, I passed it. A band, a Quarteto Em... Okay, stand by. Could be Portuguese. Standing by here. This is Quarteto Em Cy. MC, say why, say? Oh yeah, See You In Rio. All right, I kind of leaned to that. Happy Aloha Friday to you too as well, Learn. I usually submit bruiser tracks, but on such a beautiful November night, this one is a pleasant listen. Hope you enjoy. I'm sure we will. And I like the fact that you go out of your own comfort zone to bring us whatever it is you're bringing us to bring us. Here we go. nice. Silky.
Passeando nestes tons de azul, entregando as noites de luar. Quero encontrar, quero te ter ao See You
I'm
In
feeling fretless bass there.
Rio. Quero do meu Rio de Janeiro ser o teu calor. Nestas praias lindas e nas ondas quero viajar.
God, I love that chord change.
E não ter momento de partir, só poder ter tempo de chegar. Quero só te amar, quero te ter ao See You In Rio. Como é bom o sol que beija o corpo da morena alegre.
Learn, when did this get released?
No compasso de samba, no seu passo eu vou entrando.
Beautiful classic Portuguese Brazilian music. I'm sorry.
Na avenida carioca, meu irmão,
Very
e
nostalgic.
aqui estou, e desta
1982.
vez é pra cantar. Quero do meu Rio de Janeiro ser o teu calor. Nestas
Such a
praias
vibe.
lindas e nas ondas quero viajar. E não ter momento de partir, só poder ter tempo de chegar. Quero só te amar, quero te ter ao See You In Rio. Como é bom o sol que beija o corpo da morena alegre que caminha no compasso de
And the language itself is so dang sexy.
seu passo eu
The Portuguese language.
vou entrando, coração que vai
The tones and the cadence.
na avenida carioca, meu irmão, eu aqui estou, e desta vez é pra cantar.
It still has nostalgic songwriting styles from the 50s and the 60s, but if it's done in 92, 3, more recent engineering techniques is why this sounds just that much more shakadoobies. Back and forth, the phrasing, the answer back is wonderful. With the little right down the middle. Learn, what a great track. You know, and the fact that you, quote unquote, stepped off your usual, what you might have brought in here. That's what I love about this. Bring it, bring it. I mean, there were some great Brazil albums. What was the name of the band? I'm sorry. I might be getting just a little tired. Where the band leader just passed away. The very famous Legacy Brazil 64, was it? Anyhow, there's such legacy sounds and stuff. And yeah, somebody else had posted in here or said that it was kind of reminiscence of some of the older movies and stuff like that. No, it wasn't Tito Puente. But it definitely has that vibe that is very romantic, very sexy, very, what are you doing tonight? We shall go get the cigar with the cup of, I'm sorry, that sounds French, but I'm just saying sexy. The other thing about the language that I love, as I told you before, and I actually hear quite a bit of it here in Hawaii because there's quite a bit of a Brazilian contingency here, surfers and musicians and artists and all kinds of great people. What I was saying earlier about the cadence, the tone of the voice and stuff like that, it has such a unique sound that Sting did one of his albums in the Portuguese language. Well, I don't know. I never knew how to say that. It's Brazil, but the language is Portuguese, but it's Brazilian. So I'm assuming that maybe in Brazil there might be different dialects, perhaps. Anyhow, Sting did an album which was just a Brazilian version, a Como de la Sol or something like that. That was just phenomenal. And it's just the way the language sounds, plays so uniquely, you know. Okay, more wheelie of cheesy. Let's go for queso pobre. That would be that poor piece of cheese that has been ridiculed and beaten up and just, yeah, like that. Let's go. Look at that. Oh, big fat wheel. Not too bad, no. I've seen worse. Let's go. Hey, whoops. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Yes, it's the wheel of cheese sitting way back in the Frigitator. Who won? The Grumbler. Let's see what the Grumbler wants. The Grumbler wants a game from Descent 2, or is it Decent? You know me, guys, with my language capabilities, lack thereof, per se. This one is called Crawl, is the name of the song. This is from the Grumbler. This is a game from 1996 where you are a pilot and you're a fighter pilot of spaceships through claustrophobic, labyrinthine mining facilities on other planets, fighting mining robots that have gone berserk. And it sounds like traffic out here. Okay, let's go. Scared me. Dark Gothic EDM chain gang vibe. The guitar chugs are sitting on top of like a synth pattern. Track's pretty damn serious. That's for sure. Nice little turn in the arrangements here by putting in that pseudo choir patch. I love the cheesiness of the guitar direct signal. At least it seems like it. So apparently this would be a loop point because you continually are apparently going up against these robots while you're punching through the mines or something of that. Very chain gangy in that kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know what the game looks like, but maybe while things are fighting or you're fighting the robots, maybe there's, you know, monsters in the back or robots that are making things. It kind of had that kind of vibe. When the electric guitars came in, that was a fun addition. At first I was a little suspect about, are they really? And I went, oh yeah. Just because of the hand, you can just tell with the hands on the guitar, the bends and certain things that, at least to the best of my ability. What I found, the guitar sound that they used just reminded me of going back in the old days, like I think it was called a GP8, a Roland GP8, where you'd go directly into it with your guitar and then you dial up a sound, and it would be that like old school style of distortion. I love back in the mid 90s when they were starting, way before the axe effects, way before all of that sort of stuff, where they were starting to kind of build into those outboard modules where guitars can get some sounds through and then line out and go directly into an input. So it had that thinner, cheesier sound, but I think it worked out perfect for the mix. That was a fun track. And nostalgic for some of you as well, huh, The Grumbler? Soundtracks were on the CDs. It is catchy. You know? Lots of lasers and rockets and missiles. Yeah, it had that vibe, though. You know, the whole thing was... Well, I could just imagine where that music was in gameplay in the mix with whatever sound effects are going on. You know, sound design, things exploding. You know, I can't imagine that there maybe were any percussive things going on in sound design outside of explosions or the sounds of like pew or something like that. Because definitively this thing was always pop, dude. It had a nice little riff salad below it too. The Grumbler, thanks for coming in, and also thanks for hanging out as long as you did to hear your track. I'm glad I was able to do that for you, and you won your Wheel of Cheese. Okay, next up for more wheelie. Queso Nuevo. And let's see what we got here for Queso Nuevo. Look at that, not too many. Let's go. Speen. Oh, what happened? Are you fusing the speen? There we go. Uh-oh. Kerfuffalo. Kerfuffalo? Kerfuffalo. What a cool name. Kerfuffalo. Using the house. Let's see what Kerfuffalo would like for us to check out. Kerfuffalo wants a band, Lisa Hannigan, an artist, apparently. Let's see what we're listening to from the Lisa Hannigan project. This is, I'm probably going to get blocked for sure on this one because the video is from Vivo. They always block anything and everything. Anyhow, this is Lisa Hannigan. The name of the track is A Little Bird. Let's go.
Swim in your current, carry me out up and away. I wanna float on every word.
That was nice on that major.
Want to be underneath your weather, every cloud and ray of sun. I wanna
surprising move with that major in there. Landing on that major out of nowhere. The dissonance. arrangement so beautifully. Background vocal arrangement that's still going and repeating. Never heard of this artist. What an absolutely beautiful voice. What a great tone to her voice. Some very tricky shit in there going down, in the sense that in the verses there was this resolve. She led me into this very peaceful, ethereal kind of space zone in the listening experience with her voice, and then she does that beautiful kind of the intervals that she did, like in that beautiful little riffy yodel that she did. And when she came off of that, it was so fluttery and so unique. She landed on this major chord in the progression, and what she did with the melody on that made me feel so freaking uncomfortable, meaning like dissonant to it. But, you know, I'm sure that deeper in the language or in the lyrics of this, there's, you know, the message in there could have been of that nature and stuff. Very uncomfortable, very disconnected kind of vibe. That was a really beautiful song. Very, very pretty voice. Never heard of her. Lisa Hannigan. Now, I guess, as Mason had mentioned earlier, that this was not the song that I read in there, but perhaps there was a confusion in the link. But at least I know we got Lisa Hannigan, so it was close, 50% there. So, very cool. She does voice acting as well. Yeah, I could see how she could do voice acting. Yeah. By the way, everybody, this one was called Undertow, as you can see in the little thing on your screen there. I can see how she does voice acting. She has that skill set. Okay, more wheelie. Let's do Queso Pobre. And here we go. Let's see what we got here. Not too bad. Everybody gets a chance. Let's go. Oh, almost chick blick. Who do we have here? Walala. Hey, Walala, how are you doing? Walala, what's been happening with you? I hope you're doing well. Walala wants us to do a game. Oh, it's been a while since we've done any Final Fantasy. So we're going to dive into a little OST from Final Fantasy. I don't know which one yet until I open the form. This one is called, okay, the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I don't know if that's a part of a soundtrack or something. I'm used to seeing Final Fantasy 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, or if this was maybe a special release. One of my favorite video game soundtracks from when I was a kid. It was composed by Kumi Tanioka, long before she worked on music for Minecraft. Okay. You guys ready? Let's go. That wheezy little instrument in the back, what the heck? Like a bass kazoo, I know. A game that was separate from the main franchise. Remember, I don't know anything about it, so like maybe for a different device like GameCube. Yeah, it is a legit instrument, Snow in Australia. I just can't, I don't know what it is. Well, it seems like it would be a fun, unexpected little part of the game to have this cool little vibe to it. Very much like a festival. Like this would have been the kind of music like in Heath Ledger movie, First Night or something, with a dance scene. A Knight's Tale, right? Yeah, I mean that's actually a good comparison there, Bahamut. Is that this did have that vibe of like, and I only know to go to that in my head because that's the movie that I recognize in my head. The dance scene where he's asked to dance with the girl for the first time, and he has to come up with the dance. It sounded like this would have been that kind of music in a Renaissance period, you know. So maybe that aligns itself with what's happening here with the visuals for this Crystal Chronicles. So wait a second, just so I can clear my head on this. We have the Final Fantasy franchise that has Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. Sometimes a redo or something. There were other little game sections or little things that were put out specifically on separate game consoles, like teaser game things, like smaller things maybe perhaps to be used to bring you into the bigger game. Is that what this is? I mean, was this like a complete game that had long play or something? Oh man, that last laugh outburst, I think I did awaken the Quarteto. Oh, it was a spin-off for a different console. Oh, I see. Okay. Where am I now? I forgot what I was spinning into. Oh, we're going to some newbie. Okay. Queso nuevo. Thank you very much. La 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 la. Look at that. Skimping down on the queso nuevo. Just 6 people. You guys ready? Vote for your color at least. Here we go. Shrimpleton? Is that what that says? Shrimpleton. Very cool. Hey, Kung Fu. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. That's funny. Okay, Shrimpleton. Let's see what Shrimpleton wants. Okay, Shrimpleton wants an anime from JoJo's Bizarre. We know what we get from them, right? We always get some high quality dish. So from JoJo's Bizarre, the name of this track is called Chase. So let's go ahead and see what goes on here with a little bit of Chase in the Chase. Let's go. Damn. Nice punky overtones. So they're letting the dirt creep in. Great guitar tones on this. chord changes are badass.
貫いた矢のような鋭さでぶつけ合う心は美しいどこまでもチャイスいつもチャイス俺はチャイス逃げ場はない走り出せチャイス明日もチャイス
God, that guy's voice is great. They tried to fry the end of it a little bit to make it a little more like mainstream punk from the 70s. Here's the thing. First of all, this guy's voice was incredible. Was as raw and arcing as could be. And then, so we open up with this punk vibe. There's no two ways about it. But what happens here is that the song becomes a little less punky with the chord changes that came during the hook, which to me is a sign of a particular style that a lot of composers may have from Japan and stuff like that, that the authenticity of the tone and everything we just heard, the drumming, the guitar playing, the guitar tones, the tones of his voice, even, excuse me, even the melody was spot on. But da 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 da, and the chords behind it kind of takes it from the punk zone and puts it into a punk pop zone. Not a bad thing, but what it did is it's just all of a sudden you just got a little bit of cotton candy around the edges of it. But I thought it was a badass track. I loved it, and it seems to be fairly well known. 21 million views. Obviously, this song is going to get blocked as well on YouTube. But what the hell, right? All right, what a nice track. I dug that. By the way, somebody popped in here. X Thumbtack. Thank you so much for coming by and following. All right, next up. We are doing some more cheesy wheels. Refreshing, grabbing the everyone list. Let's go to see how skinny our queso pobre is. Not too bad. Let's go. Oh my, you're not going to believe. Hair on the chinny chin, how Magic Spark slipped right in there. I mean, look at that. I don't know, man. We might have to get a replay from the cameraman on that. Oh, well, I clicked that and it went back. Oh my goodness, how is that? That's killer. Magic Spark. He's probably not even here, right? He comes all the time, but I'm running late in the evening now, so let's see what Magic Spark wants here. Magic Spark wants a game. Oh, we're back into some Warcraft, a 1995 Warcraft OST track here. However, I think it's classical. I don't know. Let's find out. This is a track called Warcraft 2 1995. The song is Orc 2. This is from a real-time strategy. I don't know what that means. Oh, RTS game where humans face orcs, not orcas, but orcs. The player can choose either function. It has to gather resources, build a base, and an army to overcome their opponent. The composer is Glenn Stafford, who has a strong classical education influence, The whole OST is made of memorable tracks with amazing compositions. All right, Magic Spark. I know you're not here, but we are, so we're doing this. Let's go. Oh, thanks for that, Turnip. I couldn't put my finger on what exactly RTS meant in the play mode. Shift up in the rhythmic arrangement there. It got very emboldened right here. You hear the arpeggiation of the harpsichord in the back? You can hear the Mozart influence here, at least. Fading on me a little bit, or is it me fading? Bit of a dancing flute line in the background I really like. It kind of gives me a little bit of the feels of the Final Fantasy VII vibe there, just a little bit. This part. Now. That was a really fun track. I really like that, and the fact that, you know, in the note, in the message, there was a little bit of that, you know, letting me know that he had a classical influence on it, which was pretty obvious on there. There was a lot of stacked MIDI work, which was really nice. Reassigned stacked work. So in other words, if the harp is going, or a pizzicato is, and you take that and you would assign it, let's say, to a high, like, I don't know, staccato, not quite spiccato, but a staccato string sound, that would copy that same da 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 da. Very nice, very well balanced out. But there was that one little section when the timpanis came in with the bottom end that kind of did remind me of a Final Fantasy VII. You know, that original track from the classic. Kind of had not the same notes and stuff, but the vibe was fairly the same for me, and that's all I have to pull from when it comes to that. But, you know, what can I say? I just said it. That's what I can say. Let's continue on. Queso fresco. Let's see. We should only probably have about 5 newbie woobies here on the queso fresco. Look at that. 5 newbie woobies. Let's go. Yeah, I'm on. Maybe that's where I'm feeling it. All right, it looks like Sertiak is in for it. So let's see what Sertiak wants. What how do you S-Y-S-E-R? Okay, it's a game. Oh, this is, hey guys, we have some Elden Ring coming into the house. So let's see what we got here for some Elden Ring. Okay, Elden Ring we have. This is called the Promised Consort. Not concert, but consort. This is from Elden Ring. Incredibly complex piece, especially in the second movement. Some of the best work from the software sound team has ever produced. Should be fun to analyze on the stream, and we shall do it together right now, you and I. But you're not here, I don't think. But it doesn't matter. We're doing it. You won. It's your song. It's 1 a.m. in Italy. Oh man, yeah, he's a goner. He's not even here. And he wrote that like 3 hours ago. So he nai. All right, guys, here we go. Whoops, I sucky. There we go. Job opening. This is so Elden. Yeah, it is composing, the boldness, the power. This is such a quest piece of music, you know. What the strings are doing with the trims too, keeping you on edge. A lot of complex work in the compositions and the orchestrating. The horn line in there is great. It's very lifting. Very Egyptian. There's more to it. Stand by. Okay, maybe not. Oh, there it is. This is like looking down the end of a death chasm vibe for me. Or looking over this area of land of pure destruction. Great sound design there. This is so cinematic, you know, as a score element. nice dissonance right there. Beautiful though. So well put together. Let's pinch up the anxiety now with the middle section. What a tremendous, powerful, punchy piece, the second one. Apparently, these were two pieces inside this, this link that was here. This last one, I loved how it opened up so hauntingly beautiful with the arrangements. This is something, you know, that's hard. It's wonderful for me to listen to. But there were so many little detailed aspects of the arrangements. It's hard to settle in and point these things out unless I bark at it the second I hear it, like while I'm listening to the piece of music, you know. Otherwise, because while I'm listening to when I'm saying, oh man, that midsection is holding kind of the rocking ship anxiety, while you have the soaring choral and high string melody in unison or call and answer kind of vibes going on. There's just too much to say and for me to try to remember to actually break this down significantly, but it was a very powerful track. Now, this was just uploaded 9 days ago, but I don't think this was written recently. I don't know. You guys know anything about that? It was called The Promised Consort. If maybe this is just maybe a more of a recent upload on the topic page. And the composer was Shoei Miyazawa. So it came out earlier this year. It's a lot more recent. Beautiful music. That's all I have to say about it. It was just powerful, ballsy. I get exhausted sometimes when I listen to music like this because I don't get exhausted by listening to it, but I know the kind of work it takes to write this. You know, this is weeks of work, if not months. You know, it depends on the process and how, you know, what the composer has set up to write with, or if he's mocking it out first on keyboards and on the system and then is printing out, you know, work and going and hiring an orchestra or something, or if they're marrying stems against live musicians. You know, this is so much work. And I just hope these composers are living in nice, beautiful palaces somewhere up in, you know, some beautiful Fantasyland musical dome, because these guys and gals, these composers are freaking extraordinary.